Hey everyone, welcome back to Code with Row. In today's lesson, we're diving deeper into arrays in JavaScript by learning how to iterate over elements. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our Discord and Patreon for exclusive content. Let's get started. In this lesson, we'll cover different ways to loop through arrays in JavaScript. We'll use methods like for of, for each. By the end of this video, you'll be comfortable with iterating over arrays to manipulate or access their elements. Let's jump right into the code. First, let's set up our HTML file. So I have one called index.html, and at the bottom of my body tag, I have a script connected to my script.js file, which is just an empty script.js file at the moment. And in my body tag, I'm just gonna do something like add an h1 that just says JavaScript arrays iterating over elements. And then I'll add a div with an ID call of output and just close the div here and just save this. And this is just the basic HTML file with a div of ID, where we will display our results, and it links to an external JavaScript file named script.js. Next, let's create our script.js file and start writing JavaScript code. So I'm going to have an array of sample data, and in this case, we'll be sticking with fruits, just like in our previous videos. So I'll do apple, banana, cherry, date, and elderberry. Don't forget your semicolon at the end, and I'll comment the code to make it more readable. So here I have an array of fruits, and now I'll do let output is equal to an h2 using for loop, colon, and h2, and then open a unordered list, quote, and semicolon. And now I'll do something like for let I is equal to 0, I is less than fruits.length, I plus plus. Output plus equals, and I'll do the backtick, li, and then $ fruits of I, and close the li. And then your semicolon at the end, and don't forget to add your parentheses around the let, and then I will add a output plus equals to ul, or a closing the ul tag, and we're going to get a document get element by ID output, because that's what we reference in our HTML file, dot inner HTML plus equals to output. And you're going to see this weird squiggly line. You can just erase that from the backtick, hit save, and now it'll say using for loop in our h2, which will open our unordered list tag, and then we're going to add each of these fruits in the array as an item of our using our list item tag. And then at the end, we're going to close this unordered list by setting output is equal to all this plus equals, and then we print it out using our document get element ID. And this is our example using the for loop. Now, if I wanted to use for of loop, what I would do is do output is equal to, and then in quotes, I'm going to do h2 using for ... of loop colon, close the h2, and we're going to open the unordered list, semicolon, for const fruit of fruits, and in here we're just going to do the exact same thing we have here. So output plus equals to backtick list item of fruits. So we're just going to copy paste this and get rid of this I element because we are not using the I part for the for loop, and instead of doing plural fruits that we have here, we're going to use this fruit over here. And now we'll add this output. It's equal to or plus equal to closing our unordered list. And now we can just copy paste this document get element ID of the inner HTML that has this ID called output. And when we save, you'll see the same thing, except for the h2 will be a little different. And now for our last example, we're going to use the for each method. So I'll do something like output is equal to, and in quotes, h2 again, using for each method colon, close the h2, and we'll open the unordered list. And now it'll be fruits dot for each fruit equal greater than, and curly bracket. And in our curly bracket, we're going to do output plus equals to, and now we'll do a backtick of list item $ curly bracket fruit, close curly bracket, close list item colon, and at the end, don't forget to add your semicolon. And then same thing, output plus equals to, closing that unordered list tag. And we'll copy paste that document.get element by ID, output, and so on. And now let's do a quick review over it. So in our for loop up here, we initialize a variable called I to 0. So I is equal to 0, and the loop runs as long as I is less than the length of fruits array. We access each element using fruits of I. And for the for of loop, this loop is more concise and reads more naturally. It directly iterates over the elements of the array. And for the for each method, this is an array method that executes a provided function once for each array element. We use an arrow function, as we see here, to access each element. And that's it for today's lesson on iterating over array elements in JavaScript. Practice using these different loops to get comfortable with each method. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others who are also learning JavaScript. Don't forget to subscribe for more coding tutorials, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Thanks for watching Code with Ro.